The Bible is among the most influential and widely read books in human history. Its composition spans over 1,000 years, involving various authors, editors, and translators. To understand its journey, we must delve into its multifaceted past. In this video, we will explore both its creation and evolution. The origins of the Bible trace back to the ancient Near East, primarily amongst the Hebrew-speaking people. The first set of texts that came into existence were the Torah, Pentateuch, or the first 5 books traditionally attributed to Moses. Over time, other books such as historical narratives, wisdom literature, and prophetic texts were composed. By the end of the Second Temple period, around 70 CE, the Hebrew Bible or Tanakh, consisting of the Torah, prophets, Nevi'im, and writings, Ketuvim, was largely recognized. The life and teachings of Jesus Christ in the 1st century CE gave rise to Christianity. His followers began composing texts about him and his teachings. The 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are the most prominent, narrating the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. Additionally, letters or epistles written by apostles like Paul and other texts became part of the Christian scripture. By the 4th century, the canon of the New Testament was largely established. In the late 4th century, recognizing the need for a standardized Latin Bible, Pope Damasus commissioned scholar Jerome to produce a translation. The result was the Vulgate, which became the authoritative text of the Bible in the Western Christian world for over a millennium. By the Middle Ages, as vernacular languages evolved and Christianity spread, there was a growing demand to make the Bible accessible to the common people in their native tongues. Earlier English translations, like those by John Wycliffe in the 14th century, were based on a Latin Vulgate. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century by Johannes Gutenberg was a watershed moment. The Gutenberg Bible, printed around 1455, was the first major book printed using movable type and was in Latin. This technological advancement set the stage for wider dissemination of the Bible in vernacular languages. In the 16th century, during the Reformation, several English translations emerged, most notably the Tyndale Bible and the Geneva Bible. The latter, with its marginal notes, had a distinct Protestant bent and was not favored by the English monarchy. Upon ascending the throne in 1603, King James I of England perceived the need for an authoritative English Bible that would be acceptable to both Anglican and Puritan factions. In 1604, he commissioned a group of about 50 scholars to embark on this task. The translators had access to a wealth of manuscripts and earlier translations. While they frequently consulted the original Hebrew and Greek texts, they also referenced previous English versions, the Latin Vulgate, and other translations. In 1611, the King James Version (KJV), also known as the Authorized Version (AV), was published. It wasn't immediately popular but gradually gained traction. By the mid-17th century, it had become the standard Bible for English-speaking Protestants. The KJV's poetic and majestic prose had a profound influence on English literature and language. Phrases from it have become embedded in the fabric of the English language. The journey of the Bible, from ancient parchments to a universally recognized book, is a testament to human endeavors in preserving, interpreting, and transmitting religious knowledge. The KJV stands as a significant milestone in this journey, reflecting the linguistic, political, and religious dynamics of its time. The 20th century saw a boom in biblical scholarship and a surge in the discovery and access to ancient manuscripts, with the English language also undergoing significant evolution since the time of the King James Version. There was a felt need for a modern, easily understandable, and accurate translation of the Bible. A 1965 meeting in Palos Heights, Illinois, a group of evangelical scholars and theologians gathered to discuss the idea of a new English translation of the Bible. There's a shared feeling of excitement and trepidation. They decide to form the Committee on Bible Translation, CBT, to oversee the project. Drawing from the wealth of available manuscripts, including the Dead Sea Scrolls and other recent discoveries, the NIV aimed for a balance between word-for-word and thought-for-thought translation philosophy. This dynamic equivalence sought to convey the original biblical author's intent in contemporary English. In 1978, after more than a decade of rigorous scholarship and review, the New International Version was released. The New Testament had been published earlier in 1973. Its clear, contemporary language was well received, making it especially popular in churches and among individuals seeking a more accessible version of the Bible. The NIV has undergone updates, with notable revisions in 1984 and 2011 to ensure its language remains contemporary. Its widespread use and acceptance have made it one of the best-selling modern English translations of the Bible. From its ancient roots in the bustling markets of Israel to the scholarly debates in modern translation rooms, the Bible's journey is a remarkable testament to humanity's yearning for spiritual connection and understanding. Over millennia, it has evolved and adapted, bearing witness to the dynamic interplay between tradition and innovation. The diverse versions, be it the poetic cadence of the King James Version or the accessible prose of the New International Version, speak to the Bible's enduring relevance and its ability to speak anew to each generation. The Bible's story is not merely about a book, but about the people who have cherished, wrestled with, and propagated its words. Its evolution over time underscores a collective commitment to ensuring its teachings remain vibrant, comprehensible, and impactful. This commitment, reflected in the myriad translations and interpretations, ensures that the Bible remains not just a historical artifact but a living guide, continuing to inspire, challenge, and comfort countless souls around the world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the origins of the Bible. Subscribe to our channel to learn more.